Hi guys. I don't even know if I've got anybody. Whoops. Welcome to the live stream. Don't know if I have anybody on here yet because I haven't figured out how to do it. Good. Oh, doesn't show anybody. Top chat. Okay. Well, let's see if anybody shows up. I've never been real popular that way. Oh, I got one person. Hello. Hi, Lydia. Can you hear me all right? Lydia, can you hear me? Oh, good. Oh, good. This is my very first live stream ever. I just barely got the requirements met for YouTube. So I wanted to talk a little bit about prepping because, as you know, there's lots and lots of. I think I lost you. Oops. Uh-oh. Did I lose my only person? I think I did. Well, guys, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to look because if I look there, it looks like I'm looking off to the side. But if I look here, I can't see if I'm looking directly at the camera. So, can you guys hear me all right? This is kind of a test live stream. I'm not really good at it. It's my very first one. So, I hope you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. Lydia was here, but then I lost her. I don't know if she's back. It doesn't show who all's in the stream. So, anyway, since I've got two people here, that's good enough for me. One person would be just fine. I wanted to go back over the knife that I just got. I finally got me a survival knife. When we're talking about prepping, you got to have the right tools, okay? Because if you have crappy Chinese made tools that are just going to break on you, what do? So you need to buy decent tools. Now, one of the things, oops, grab my coffee. One of the things that I think that a person needs is a good knife for a lot of reasons, you know. Now, I live way out in the woods. Um, we're talking, it's pretty rugged out here. It's full of nothing but trees, sticker bushes, ticks, and chiggers. But now it has us and rabbits and chickens, a couple of dogs and a few cats, lots of vehicles that half of them don't run. Looks like a parking lot around here sometimes. I think we're going to have to reorganize them. That's actually why we were clearing this behind me so we could park everything. I was going to cut down that tree right there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can. I started cutting down that tree right there and then the other one behind it yesterday. I don't want to move this too fast because I don't want it to like totally make you guys seasick. Anyway, so the first thing I want to talk to you about is your survival knife. Everybody needs a good one. You need one good knife. I would suggest fixed blade with a nice thick spine. Handles that aren't going to just rot off if they get wet because, you know, if you happen to be out in it a lot during a bad situation, you need a knife that's going to actually stay with you. And what I got was the SCH F3N. Okay, and it's this one right here. Now this one right here is a pretty tough knife. It's got almost a 1/4 inch thick spine. Okay. Oh, I guess it's over here. 1/4 inch thick spine. It's a drop point. It's sharp on this side as well as this side, but I think I'm going to dull that side. And the reason being is because if I'm trying to baton with it or anything like that, that might hit my knuckle or something could split me wide open. Because I can be klutzy sometimes. Everybody can, right? But a good knife. This one was $49 and some change delivered. So, and it came with a really, really nice sheath. It's like a Cordura sheath. And it's got a pouch where you can put like a sharpening stone or what have you. It's got a plastic insert so you don't cut through your sheath. And all that's important. You can spend hundreds of dollars on a knife, but you don't have to. Okay? You only have to just buy one good knife. All right? You know, they say that the SHTF and you know, everything's going to hit the fan and it's going to be back in the dark ages. No, it's not. But some things are going to be really hard to get. Or if the government succeeds in their little plan, and this is what I think is going to happen. Okay? My opinion, strictly mine. If you agree with me, great. If you don't, you don't. So, my opinion being that the government's forcing hyperinflation, okay, which means the dollar is not going to be worth much pretty soon. So I would suggest you get what you need and get it now. Use your stimulus checks, use your unemployment, do whatever you can to get what you need. And I'm talking about tools that you need, food, security, things of that nature. Now, some of this stuff's hard to get right now already. So, I mean, you got this I got from Amazon, and they delivered it lickety split. Okay. You know, if you do live out in the country, make sure you got a good chainsaw, a log splitter. And if it's a gas log splitter, make sure you have enough gas put back to be able to split enough wood for a winter. Okay, make sure you put that fuel stabilizer in it. You know, you might need to use, instead of a log splitter, you might need to have a good axe. Okay. You need to have the right tools in order to make your life better. Okay. If you're living in town, you know, and you're living on a 5th-story apartment building, and all you have is a balcony, you know, at least start some plants in the balcony. All right. There's a lot of things you can stockpile that don't weigh much. Dehydrated and freeze-dried foods are notoriously light. The things like the rice and the beans and stuff, we got a cat. Things like the rice and the beans and stuff, you know, they're rather heavy, but they have really long shelf lives. And yeah, people, you don't want to eat rice and beans all the time. Okay. But you do want to eat enough to be full. Because if you're going to bed and your stomach hurts because it's empty, hey, lovely Lisa, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in forever. God, probably, well, last time you commented on one of my videos, I think I hit the thumbs up and the little heart. But glad to see you. This is my very first live stream, guys. Very first one ever. They finally monetized me, but, you know, I'm a small channel. If I get, you know, $2 a month, it's going to be a miracle. The reason I wanted to get this far is so that I could do live streams, because I like doing live streams, because I just love them. I don't know, is the picture good? Because I live so far out in the country, I don't have much in the way of signal. I couldn't even do this in the house. It was too broken up. If I want to load an 8-minute video, it takes all night for me to upload a video at the house. I set it to upload before I go to bed, and hopefully it's done when I get up in the morning. Because literally, I hope so. I've gotten 300 and something subscribers in the last couple of weeks. Because people are wanting to know how to prepare. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it's good. People are wanting to know how to prepare. And there's a lot of stuff earlier in my channel from last year, the year before last, that has got a lot of things like kits you can put together and different things. You can look back on all my videos. I got like, I don't know, 130 or 40 of them, something like that. And a lot of them are just crappy old videos. And, you know, I just do it because I feel like doing it. I'm not this big, you know, high production cinematographer. I literally play with my phone. Okay. If it doesn't come out first time, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because I don't do editing. I don't do any of that. You see it as I do it. Now, there's been a couple of times that it was so bad that I just erased it and started from scratch, but I didn't edit once I got it done. You know, I just do it. Uh, well, you got to be real too. You get all these people with all these fancy effects and backgrounds and things like that, and well, how much of that is really real? You got to be a real person, and I try to be a real person. I don't have raised bed gardens. I have what they call a no dig garden. Now, last year it didn't do good at all. But, I don't have any running water out here. So I couldn't really water the garden like it needed to be watered. We have a well dug now, but we don't have the pressure tank and the pump put in because we got to save up and buy the pipe and the wire to get it down in the hole. But we have the well dug now. It's just, you got to do it one thing at a time. That's the only thing you can do. When you're prepping, don't be stressing about, oh my God, I can't get this done tomorrow. Well, just keep hammering at it. Just keep pecking away at it. You get one little component each time, and then pretty soon all your components. You know, it's a 200-foot well, and the pump is going to be down at 160 feet. Um, the It's good water supply too. What I plan on doing as soon as I start getting that $300 a week, one of the first things I'm going to do is I've got to bring the title up on my van because it's going to run me almost $500 for that, and so I have to save up for that. Did you watch Girl in the Woods? And I have watched them. I haven't watched them lately. For a long time out here, I don't know. Maybe they boosted the signal at the tower because I couldn't even get videos out here for a long time. But now I can load them and watch them. It just takes, sometimes it buffers a lot. So I noticed that early in the morning and up through till about 3 o'clock, I can do videos. I can watch videos and stuff better than in the evening. In the evening, it starts really having to buffer. And I think what the deal is either there's a lot of people on for one, or two, they power it down a little. Did they show how to do that? Oh, where did it go? Yeah, okay. Um, I planned on hiring it done because I really don't know how to do it. And I'm not strong enough to wrestle 160 foot of pipe and a pump. I can't do it. I physically cannot do it. But what I was getting at is I'm going to buy one of those well buckets. It's a long tube, and the bottom's got a flap on it, on the tube. And when you drop it down in the well, the flap comes up, water comes in the tub, and then when you pull up on it, the flap comes back down and seals it off, and you pull the water up. And that's going to be my emergency water supply if we lose power, like they did over at the Vatican and India or Pakistan or wherever it was. A lot of people losing power, and I don't know why. But yeah, I'm gonna get a well bucket first thing. They're like $89. They're kind of high. But when I get my money from the back checks on the unemployment, I'm gonna do my title up on my van first thing because it's paid for now. So I get the title and the tags. It's already, I've got insurance on it. So we're good to go on everything but the title right now. Once we get the title done, then I own it free and clear and nothing can be said. And that's it. Once that's done, I got some things I need to do. Like we need to, there's a laundry list of things that has to be done around here. But I did get a wood stove. Some guy was moving. His mother had passed away. And he was selling the property. They were going to bulldoze it. So he sold me his mom's old wood stove, and it's in good shape for $20, which is super, super cheap. And he's also the guy I got the well pump and pressure tank from. I got that for $300, and then we finally got a meter put in out here, and we don't have electric run to the house yet. But what I did is I YouTubed a video or two and learned how to wire a plug up to the breaker box out there by the meter, and I put in a couple of temporary plugs, and I've run extension cords. And no, that's not very safe, but they show how to put the pump in parts. good deal. You get the pipes in the wood stove. No, I don't have all the pipes. There's one. It came with one pipe. There's a place up in Norman that sells fireplace stuff. And as soon as I get enough money, I'm going up there and I'm gonna measure how high up I gotta go and stuff. But I need to get the damper and I need to get the. Oh, thank you. I got to get the damper and I got to get the pipe and I double walled, I'm sure. And then there's a piece that goes on the roof to pass through so that it doesn't catch your roof on fire and also seals it up. And then the floor in the mobile home, we bought an old mobile home. Okay. It's old. I don't even know how old it is, but it was $1,700. So if that tells you, it's not a great mobile home. The floors are soft throughout. So we got to replace the floors. Hi, sweetie. We got to replace the floors and throughout the whole house. But basically, the house is sound. And when we get that done, then we'll. I cannot believe you're here. That's my son, guys. That's my oldest boy. He's in Tennessee, and I'm living with my youngest. So he's at work right now. He works at O'Reilly's. So shop O'Reilly's. Keep him in a job. If you need a part, go to O'Reilly's. Tell him Lucas sent you. Yeah, he's awesome. He's the one. Oh, I did a video on my son, Lisa, that when I was in Tennessee, he was playing the guitar for my grandbaby, and he was in there. So yeah. And I know before you say anything, I shouldn't smoke, but I do. But this is my first. Oh, Riley's, yeah. Yeah, my very first live stream, John. This is my very first one. I finally got monetized. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to make anything, but at least it's a milestone, okay? Hopefully, in a couple of 2 or 3 years, or however long, then maybe I'll do good. Hey, you never know, right? But anyway, the mobile home is over there. It's not hooked up. It's not even tied down good. It's blocked up, but we don't have tie downs on it yet. And we don't have the electric or the plumbing run to it. We're thinking about different states like North Carolina, Tennessee, and Montana to move to. I don't know about many of those states. I hear North Carolina is gorgeous. Okay. I don't know about the population in North Carolina. You need to look at your demographics. Really? You're gonna threaten her? She's already subscribed, John. It's just you and her in there. That's it. Don't be messing with Lisa. She's my only regular person watching me. But anyway, we get the floor put in. We got to get the skirting put on. We got to get it tied down. We got to get it hooked up. It's real close to the well. The well is actually only about 2 foot away from it. And the meter is only about 15 foot away from it. But we're still going to have to dig about a 30-foot long trench to get the electric where it needs to go. And the same with the water. Hey, Cheryl. Glad you could join us. So we'll get that hooked up. We'll get it done. And when we get it done, we'll be able to move into it and get out of this little trailer. This little trailer that we're in, I'll tell you a little backstory. It's a mid 1950s old park model. I didn't know it was quite that old. I knew it was old, but a friend of my son's by the name of Gary, and I don't remember his last name. I'm not going to say it online anyway. Came up here. He drove up here in his flatbed one time, and looked over and he said, "I know that trailer." And I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah, it belonged to my grandpa. He moved it out on his place in 1968, and it was old then." Because if you look back at some of my videos, I show some of it. I mean, we're talking, there was rat poop foot high in places in that trailer. It was bad. Oh, it was bad. But it was $200 and delivered, and I told him if it fell apart on the way, I wasn't paying for it. It was that bad. So we tore out some walls, cleaned it up, gutted most of it, put some new walls in. It had 2 inch by 2 inch wall studs. We put 2 by 4 walls in. We don't even have it insulated yet. We've been living in it, but we can't. I can't really finish it. Yeah, I know, right, John? Can't even really finish it until we get moved into the mobile home because there's no room to move in there. It's wall to wall beds. It's like a 32-foot long trailer, and it's got two people and two dogs. It's got a king size bed and a queen size bed in there, and a refrigerator and a small table and a couple of dressers, and we're full. We're full. We're on top of each other. Um, but it'll be all right because as soon as we get that trailer fixed, that other trailer fixed, we'll move out of this one and then I can finish remodeling it. That's going to end up being my mother-in-law trailer. So when my youngest boy eventually gets married and has kids, I'll be moving into that trailer because I don't want to be getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, feeding, listen to baby holler because mama's got to feed it. I want to be the grandma that smooches on them and then gives them back. Right, John? Oh, um, uh, for Cheryl, John Six Strings, my oldest son, and so we'll get it done. But I came out here to talk about prepping. I'm getting sidetracked. Okay. Um, First of all, you need to have your good tools. Okay, a good knife, a good axe, a good saw. Okay. Um, I would suggest everybody says folding saws. Okay. And yeah, maybe that's great for whatever, but I would go with a folding bow saw, not a folding pocket saw. Okay. But if you are going to go with a folding pocket saw, go with the Silky. Okay. Silkies are good, right? The There's a 21-inch folding bow saw. Oh gosh, what was the name of that? Um, but it folds up very small, and you can put it in a pack if you want to, but it's really durable, and the blade is replaceable easily. And it's a 20. They have a 15-inch, a 21-inch, and like a 25-inch, something like that. But you need to have a good saw. And if you get the one, the folding bow saw, and we're talking non-electrically powered saws here, guys. We're just talking about hand tools at the moment. Um, you'll definitely want to get one that you can replace the blade on, and then because you can stockpile extra blades, okay, so that whenever one gets dull, and if you're like me, I don't know how to sharpen stuff really good, you can put another blade in. If you live in the country, if you're living in town, I would get a saw and put it in your go bag and then call it good, because chances of you being able to use that saw where you are going to be slim. And that brings me to another point. Where are you? Right? Now, don't tell me where you are. Um, are you in a bad situation where you need to bug out if it really gets bad? If you do, if you've got a safe place to go, now's the time to leave, guys. I'm not saying you should take your go bag and go to the woods. Okay, it's not that bad yet. But if you have already decided, okay, I'm going to move in with Aunt Gertrude, if the it's the fan, um, you should be going now, in my opinion. Okay, uh, you know, because it takes time to get set up, and by spring things are not going to be any better. They're going to be worse. The government is printing money as fast as they can print it, and it's going to cause hyperinflation, and things are going to get out of hand fast. Uh, it's not going to be over the period of a week, but it'll be over the period of a couple, 2, 3 months, I'm sure. I mean, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I don't feel like I'm wrong. I feel like I'm right. I think you guys need to get your houses in order. Okay. Now's the time to do it. If you have to leave where you're at, if you cannot stay where you're at in the event of an SHTF situation, and you have some place that you can go, now's the time to go and get it set up and get it ready. It gives you time to move your things. It gives you time to set up your garden. It gives you time to organize your defenses. Figure out something, right now while you can get solar panels, you can still get them. Won't be long before they'll be, on a waiting list. You need to get all that stuff now. It's the best time. So, in my opinion, um, so you need to get your tools. First of all, you need to get your tools. You need to get food. Okay. If you can afford the freeze dried long term storage food, great. If you can't, hit the dollar store up and start stocking up on canned beans and corn and peas and whatever else that, whatever you can get. There's a lot of places where you can buy that stuff a lot cheaper, like Crest Foods here in Oklahoma. I don't know. Aldi is a good place to go if you've got an Aldi near you. They usually have some really good deals. Uh, Now, for those of you who don't think about this, feed stores where you buy livestock feed, you can buy wheat there, and you can buy corn, and you can buy oats, and you can buy lots of things that can be done something with in order for you to eat them. That doesn't mean that they're going to taste like Quaker oats. No, they're not going to be like that. But the corn usually comes in, like you can get whole corn or cracked corn. You can grind it up and make cornmeal. Okay, don't get deer corn. Don't get deer corn because deer corn a lot of times has a chemical in it, and don't ask me what the name of that chemical is, but it's toxic to people. But your feed corns for your livestock don't have that. Like if you buy corn for your horses, or your cows, you can actually eat that. It's not as good as sweet corn. So just expect it to not be quite as good, but it's cheap. You can get a big 50-pound bag for 10, $12. So, the wheat, I think it was $8. I bought 4 bags. I didn't have a deep freeze to put it in, so weevils got into it pretty quick. So I'm feeding it to the chickens. I'm mixing it with the other feeds and feeding it to the chickens. I need to go get some more. But that's another thing you have to worry about is bugs. So if you're going to put things in 5-gallon buckets to save for later, like put a Mylar bag in a 5-gallon bucket and seal it up, everything like that, you need to put that stuff in the freezer for a couple of weeks before you even attempt to freeze it or to package it, because you got to kill the weevils and stuff. Okay, I would suggest dry ice as well if you can get it. It's hard to get, because the gas and the dry ice displaces the oxygen in the bucket. And if you've already froze it and killed any weevil eggs, and you use that dry ice and the gas gets down in that bucket, and then you seal it up good, it should be good for a very, very long time. I made a mistake. I sealed up 500 pounds of wheat and corn, and this isn't stuff that I bought at the feed store either. This was stuff I bought up there at some of it at Sam's Club and different places. This is quite a few years ago. And I put it in 5-gallon buckets and I sealed them up. Boy, I was so proud of myself. And about a year later, I broke one open and it was full of weevils. It ruined it, the food was ruined. I ended up having to trash can all of it. So you'll definitely want to use your best practices if you're going to package your own. Now, the LDS cannery, they're fixing to probably stop selling to the general public. So if you're going to order anything from the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints people, do it quickly, because they're fixing to stop selling to the general public and keep it just for their members, which is where it started. But like when I was in El Paso, how did they get in there? Oh, they come in with the beans and the corn. They're already in there, Lisa. And everything you buy pretty much has already got weevil eggs in it. They just haven't hatched. Okay, because they were kept in controlled environments. And I think it's how they keep bananas and stuff good for however long it takes them to ship them from the other part of the globe. I think they inject everything with carbon dioxide. But the freezer will kill the eggs, and then if you use the dry ice on top of it, and hey, creative, it's my first live stream, bud. um, if you use the dry ice on top of it, you shouldn't have a problem. And then you throw some oxygen absorbers in there too if you want to. Just do the best you can on that, but you don't want to just put it in there cold turkey and not treat it at all. Otherwise, you're just going to have problems with it. But back to the LDS cannery. The LDS cannery's got, when I was living in El Paso, and they were shipping it from Arizona at the time to me in El Paso. It was $3 for shipping for a big case of food, and this was just a year and a half ago. Okay, and hence why I'm here now. Got a welcome. Oh yes, my very first one. Anyway, the shipping is super cheap because I think they've made a deal with the U.S. government for because it's a church, and they get almost nothing for shipping, or they have to pay. You have to pay almost nothing for shipping. There is actually a cannery within driving distance of me, and if I get me some extra money, I'm running up there and getting some stuff. But they got flour normally. Huh? Braiding in the back. In the back, what? Anyway, um, they have flour, sugar, milk, beans, macaroni and cheese, or macaroni, uh, oatmeal, different things. Okay, they don't have a huge selection of things, but they got a lot of basics. Um, if you don't have wheat in a grinder and the ability to power that grinder and whatnot, you might want to order just number 10 cans of already ground flour that's already packaged for long term. $36 or $38 for a case of six. Okay, super cheap. You can do a lot with that. You know, pancake mix. They were on Amazon. It was like $14 for a can of pancake mix. Now, not everybody's gonna eat pancakes all the time, but you can make biscuits with pancake mix. If you run out of bread, you can make biscuits. Uh, there's a lot of things like that. But now's the time is if you can order your food and get as much of the long-term stuff as you can and throw it aside and buy as much of the fresh and the canned goods that you're going to use. Now, just remember to store what you eat and eat what you store. So if you're going to stock up and you hate pinto beans, don't stock pinto beans. Okay? If you hate oatmeal, don't stock oatmeal. But if you have no other way or nothing else you can get, stock the oatmeal because it's better than starving, right? And also, later you might be able to trade it for something you do like. But get your food, get your tools. Knowledge, I think it was Morris Kahansky said, knowledge weighs nothing. The more you learn, oh, I like oatmeal. I also like cream of wheat. Well, malted meal, same thing. Uh, the more you know, the less you carry. Okay. Don't neglect to get books on native plants that you can eat, medicinal plants that you can use for different things, like willow barks for aspirin and comfrey for cuts and bruises, different things. There's lots and lots of stuff that you can use. Knowledge and skills make gear work better and more efficiently. Yes, and knowledge don't weigh an ounce. It doesn't weigh an ounce. When I was making up my inch bag and my go bag, I vastly underestimated, excuse me. I vastly underestimated how heavy that sucker is. It weighs a ton. I'm not going to carry that. If I hadn't take that anywhere, I'd put it in the wheelbarrow because there'd be no way I want to carry that on my back. Are you kidding me? Um, I just made a huge mistake with it. I mean, it was all good stuff, I think, and all the kits had good stuff in them. But when you put it all in that pack, those little ounces here and there, boy, they added up in a hurry, and that sucker was heavy. Now, if I had nothing else, no other way, I would have, carried it anyway. But I can guarantee you I'd have got blisters and sores, and oh my God. Uh, the keep your pack as light as you can, guys, because 25-pound pack, you carry that all day long, and you're going to be hating life. I don't know how the Army guys do it. They got them, I guess in the Army, they got 80 and 100-pound packs. Oh my God. How do they even go to war? Well, I guess as big as those packs are, those stop a bullet. But I don't know how they do it. I really don't. But get your knowledge, get your tools, and get as much food as you can. If you've got like a propane cooker, you need to gather up some extra cans of propane. Not the little green ones. Those things are so crappy and they don't last very long. You can actually get the 20 pound, I guess 20 pound, 5 gallon, the grill bottle. Um, Flame King is the name of the brand. Makes a refill kit for little bottles that you can fit on your little stuff, like those little green bottles. Only they sell their own version of them that'll screw into the Coleman stove and the Coleman lanterns and stuff like that. And you can refill them out of one of those 5 gallon grill canisters. You turn it upside down. There's a stand and a special um, fitting that you screw on the end so you can get the bottle on there, and then you can refill them that way. And it's, as far as I can see, the only safe way to do it. Uh, you don't want to you don't want to be refilling the little green ones. You want to go ahead and get the Flame King bottles. Those are meant to be refilled. They have the vent where you can make sure when it's full. Yeah, you've seen them. Yeah, I'm gonna get one of those too. I've got a laundry list in there. It's like 4 pages long of stuff I want to get, but that doesn't mean that I can afford it. But hey, if they come along with that $2,000 a month and $400 a week or $300 a week to go on top of it, yeah, you're gonna see me ordering some stuff. Amazon driver's gonna know where I live personally. But yeah, you wanna have some fuel stored for your device, your cooking devices or heating devices. Now, Alaska Prepper did a video here recently, so you have to check that out on this. Those little backpacking stoves. They take the little short can of fuel, and it's kind of heavy. To have to carry that, right? But there's an adapter that you can screw on to the bottle that changes it from the whatever gas that it uses to propane, so you can use it on one of those little green propane bottles, which means you can use it on one of those Flame King bottles. So if you even, if all you had was that little backpacking stove, which is super light, right? And it's small, and you can put it in your go bag. If you had the adapter, you could use the 1 pound propane bottles on it. Now, I wouldn't want to have to carry those on my back, but um, it is what it is. But he did have a video on that, and I've got to go back and get the information on that so I can order one for myself. When you're prepping, don't forget your pets. Okay? Don't forget your dogs and cats, unless you're not worried about the neighbors eating them. Uh, they get hungry too. So, you can get a couple of those big metal trash cans and put. Oh, thank you, Lisa, for coming by. I'm so glad you came by. I'm going to try to do a live stream once a week. I don't know if I'll get it done. Maybe it'll be every 2 weeks. Whenever the mood strikes me. But if you're prepping, don't forget your pets. Dogs are good for a lot of things, especially to alert you if somebody's around. That's their main bonus. Okay, not to mention you love them. I mean, really, you can't just not love them, right? Um, they're just too cute to not love. These dogs are just adorable. There's two over there. There's some cats. Now the cats can, as far as I'm concerned, these cats out here, they can fend for themselves. Okay, they can catch mice and rats and whatever else they can finally catch. They're not even my cats, but I'm not going to spend any extra time or effort feeding those cats. Cats go feral pretty easy, and they're not. It's not hard for them to be able to survive, compared to other animals like dogs. Dogs will just get killed by coyotes and eaten that way, or in an SHTF situation, the neighbors will do it. But you want to prep for your pets. Now, as far as your livestock, like chickens and like I've got rabbits, right? It's going to be really tough to stockpile enough food to tide them over for an extended period of time. I can stockpile enough to go several months, easy 6 months, but at the end of 6 months, unless there's been some sort of a resupply, I'm going to be running out of food for them animals, which means then I'm going to have to just harvest them and butcher them and eat them. Same with pigs or cows or anything of that nature. If you've got livestock, you need to especially if you've got large livestock, horses or cows or goats or anything like that that'll eat hay. You can get big round bales of hay. Okay, you don't put the whole round bale out. You parcel it out to them. You go and take it off the round bale yourself and carry it over there and you feed them portions so that they don't pig out on it, and so you can make it stretch. But you got to prep for all of those. You can't just prep for yourself unless you plan on just opening up the gate and saying "C'est la vie." If you're gonna go do that, then that's a whole other story. That just means the neighborhood will eat. So I plan on getting some hogs and some hair sheep and a steer. I'm not gonna raise cattle, but I'll get one and I'll fatten him up. Uh, and if I have to, I'll do exactly what I just said. I'll open up the gates and say "C'est la vie" if I have to leave, because I'm not gonna leave them to die in a pen. You know, I'm gonna turn them loose. The sheep and the pigs, they can take care of themselves. The chickens, well, they'll end up being coyote and hawk food, you know. Uh, but they're not going to be locked in a pen if I have to bug out of here. But this is a bug out. This is the bug out location. So if we leave here, we're nothing but a refugee. Uh, so, if I have to turn them loose during the day while I'm here, that means I got to be outside because I got to be able to watch them. And if you've got chickens, then you have predators. Ha ha! There's my other son. Hi, buddy. Um, that's my other son, Creative. I got both my boys here. Yeah. See, they support their mom. They love me. Okay. But, SHTF really happens, and I'll have to let the chickens out every day so they can forage. Chickens are pretty good about foraging. You don't have to feed them much to keep them coming back, a couple of handfuls, and that'll bring them back. But you have to worry about predators. You got coyotes, foxes, bobcats, people, dogs, cats. Uh, you got especially dogs and cats, because if the people didn't prep for their pets, they're just going to turn them loose. They're going to come over and want to eat your chicken because they're hungry, and they can't help it, and you can't let them, but it's going to happen. Because little Mrs. Jones down the road is not going to eat Fluffy. She's going to say, "I can't feed you anymore. Be free." Yeah, I know. I got good kids. I do. I'm very proud of both of my sons. They're both very good men. Uh, so, Fluffy's going to come over and he's going to say, chicken. I haven't had chicken in a month. Let's get one. And he's going to attack your chickens if you've got them let loose because you're running low on food. Yeah, right? That could happen. At first, though, I wouldn't probably kill the stray dogs in the neighborhood. I'd probably just try to catch them and relocate them. If I got hungry, that'd be another story. But if SHTF is happening and you're getting an overflow of neighborhood animals, you can't feed them because, first of all, it'll eat your supplies up. Second of all, um, they'll kill your livestock. So, it's not a win-win. So, but it's getting dark, guys, and I've been on here for 43 minutes. The next live stream, I think I'll put some thought into it. Okay, sweetie, I'll talk to you later when you get home. I'll put some thought into my next live stream, and I'll have more props so you guys can see. Probably, I'll probably go through my smaller bug out bag that I carry around in the vehicle with me. That great big one, it's out in the storeroom because I don't want to carry it. It's too heavy. Um, so I might go through the little one and let you guys see what I got in it. It's just a smaller backpack, and it probably weighs 20 pounds, if that. So, but we'll do that next time. If you guys could hit the thumbs up, all that kind of good stuff. I appreciate all of you coming to my first live stream. This was so awesome. I have been waiting to do this since I started my YouTube channel. I was been like, I want to be this far along so I can do a live stream. And it was great seeing you, Creative. And everybody else that showed up, I appreciate it. This is cool. So, all right, Cheryl. I'll talk to all you guys later. I don't know how to stop this live stream. Now I got to figure out how to turn it off, right? Oh, how do I do that? Is this X right here? Oh, you want to stop? Yes.